That is appropriate, though. Yes, yes. Get that out of your system. But you're also at work. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 제 이름은 AJ예요. My name's AJ, and welcome to Shadow Spinner Reacts. I'm doing my first ever reaction for this channel for Marry My Husband. Truth be told, my friend and I did record The Glory a bit ago. However, that was my first time trying to do something like this, and so there's a lot of technical issues with those episodes. So eventually, I'll be releasing the Glory episodes, but for the purpose of this channel, we're going to start with Marry My Husband. I have already read the webtoon, so when I saw that they were making a live action of this one, I thought this is perfect. And not only that, but like the lead actress is amazing. I have seen so many other things that she's been in, and she's genuinely one of my favorites, Minyoung. And so we're gonna watch this. I'm gonna see if I can catch, because it's been a bit since I've read the webtoon, and I'm gonna see if I can catch things that were on script and things where they went off script. Obviously not everything in a webtoon lends itself well to live action, although this one I actually think they could be fairly on point without it being weird, because it's not a super cartoony, it's not like, you know, you read some manga or you got like Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was like a cartoon, and try to translate some of that to live action is just hard because it's a different medium. But this one I think they could mostly do. So we're gonna see how this goes. I almost didn't recognize the lead actress because I'm so used to her looking so beautiful all the time, and when I saw like just the poster for the thing, she looked so sickly in it that I almost didn't recognize it. But I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm gonna do my best not to pause constantly, but I will have hopefully lots to say about this. So here we go. Let's get this up and running and recording and take off. Ba-doom! Except for we can skip the intro here. I don't need to see the intro. Cherry blossoms. I know there are cherry trees in the US. I just don't see them as often as I saw them when I was in Korea. Fun fact about me, I did do study abroad in Korea, so I am familiar with some locations. I'm definitely familiar with the food. I know, since we're like following a couple specific leaves, that is completely CGI, but how pretty they are is not an exaggeration. They're genuinely, like, when the petals start falling, it's so pretty. I already know. I already know. Although they, she doesn't look as ridiculous. In the webtoon, if I'm remembering correctly, she had like shoulder length, super curly hair. They drew her almost childlike. Oh no, Chica, no. You're not. Yeah, genuinely, why would you say it? No, he's not. Was their relationship this good in the original webtoon? Because it, like, as I said, it's been a minute since I read the webtoon, but for some reason I thought that they actually didn't have a buddy-buddy relationship. Her wedding dress is supposed to be hideous. I mean, it's not a great wedding dress, but she does look gorgeous in it. Oh, her. Oh. I don't know her name, but she is so good at the evil mother-in-law. What's the, Wolgyosu tailor shop. The gentleman of... Is it Wolgyosu? Is that... Am I pronouncing it? Laurel Tree. Whatever translates to Laurel Tree. Laurel Tree Tailors, she plays the not really mother-in-law. Long story on that one. But she's an aggravating mother-in-law in that one too, and she's not even really a mother-in-law in that one yet. She still manages to be an aggravating, not real mother-in-law. If he's the only son in 3 generations, that is not your bloodline, lady. But you're a sweetheart. Oh, no. Okay, I know I've seen most of this coming before, but I'm gonna be angry throughout a lot of this, I think. Okay, so that's Sumin, so that's gotta be the other boss lady, and I don't remember what her name was in the webtoon. Her boss is gonna piss me off. I have a particular mistreatment in the workplace particularly pisses me off. I can't take him seriously. I just can't. You don't understand. I've been watching Partners for Justice, and the actor that plays her deadbeat husband in this, that's the same. He's in Partners for Justice, and he's an absolute... he's an absolute adorable little sweetheart, to the point that they even had an episode where he'd been, like, framed for a crime, and I'm like, nah, he didn't do it because he's just too much of a sweetheart in that show, and I just can't take him seriously in this role. I didn't remember that it was stage 4 already by the time she got the diagnosis. You know, I will say this. She is correct about one thing. You do have to pick people carefully. She is very correct in that statement. She just doesn't seem to recognize that her son is the bad pick. Is that... Wait. Who are you walking with? You said you're better off without your husband when you're older. Is that not your husband that you're walking with, lady? I've never understood the appeal of a convertible. If it starts raining, you get rain all up in your car. If there's bugs flying by, you get them all up in your face. I've never understood this. Somebody explained this to me. Because this entire like trope of her friend, like, I understand it because I get her this particular character, this Sumin character, but in general, this trope of my husband's a deadbeat and he's cheating on me with somebody else. Why does this someone else want the deadbeat? He has no job and he's leeching off of his wife. Why is this somebody who is at all appealing? I've seen this in other K-dramas too, and I don't quite understand it. So, like, if you do not have a guardian, if you're just alone, what are they gonna say? Like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't have a friend, so I guess you don't deserve... What's the process for that? Because even when I went to the hospital in Korea, I had a friend with me. I don't know if they wrote him down as my guardian, but he did come with me. I've seen him in something else too. Can't place it right now though. The tunnel would feel suffocating to me. If a taxi driver basically suddenly veered off course and was taking you through who knows where, how would you react? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, you're already a captive audience in the car. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. I'll say this. Like, he doesn't seem... Wait a second. That is gorgeous? I'm very confused right now. As pretty as this is, I'm very confused. Clearly, when they exited the tunnel, the first thing you saw was a building there. Like you saw them pan the camera up to the sky, and there was a building there, and then showing this overhead shot of all of these gorgeous trees. And it is beautiful, but it is also definitely not what they saw coming out of that tunnel. Oh, I did that when I was serving at a restaurant and I had my last table. I covered their table for them. It's like a ceremonial thing when it's your last day of work. That's a strange thing to say to somebody who's dying. Like, it's encouraging, but also, like, you have 6 months to live. You'll find somebody that's gonna die for you. Manwon. It's green, so I couldn't quite see the numbers on it, but that bill is a Manwon bill. Roughly $10. That's not the exact exchange rate. I know you don't have to tell me that it's actually a little less. I am aware. We went to Korea just half a year ago. I know it doesn't directly translate. It's just easier for the mathing of it. Oh, all of those stares when you're not feeling good is but true. Stares, be prepared for stares if you're gonna be in Korea. But the easiest way to think of it for anybody watching that doesn't know Korean currency is a Chunwon bill, a 1,000 won bill. It's basically like they don't have what we have, like pennies, dimes, and dollars. They just essentially have tenth penny. Is 1 won is a tenth of a penny. They don't actually have a coin for 1 won. The smallest coin is 10 won, which is the equivalent of a penny. So when you have a 1,000 won bill, it's actually a 1,000 tenth penny bills. It's the equivalent of $1, and it spends like $1. You're not actually like, oh, I can go to Korea and it's so much more money because it's like hundreds of thousands of won and you can spend it that way. It spends roughly the same. Okay. Well, hold up, back that up. Nope. I don't remember it being cancer insurance specific. I didn't know there was cancer insurance. Cancer insurance is a very specific insurance. Cancer insurance? Like, I don't know, like, I know there's medical insurance. Well, I mean, in the U.S., you got medical insurance, you got life insurance, but cancer insurance specifically, I mean, I guess you could technically insure anything if somebody's willing to write a policy for it, but I don't know what the rules in if she dies. You took the insurance for your wife getting cancer to buy a bag for... I can't say that word on the internet. Let him choke. Do what I effing dare you. 너는 그냥 쓰레기 사람. 야, 정말 죄송하지만 너는 남편을 정말 쓰레기야. 쓰레기. Sorry about my random really, really bad Korean. If anybody actually speaks Korean, I apologize for my horrible pronunciation and grammar. I'm working on it, though. I'm studying by myself. Partially through dramas. Which is probably teaching me some really bad habits. You're not sorry. That's enough. I'm sorry. Okay, that's enough. I said sorry. I'm a good person now. You can't do it. There's lots you could do about it now, actually. Really. If they do her character correctly, the one thing that I remember about Sumin, and I'm not a psychiatrist, so forgive me for using terms like this without any background in, you know, psychiatry at all, but in the webtoon, Sumin was such a perfect narcissist. And I don't mean like, oh, she does narcissistic things. I mean actual, genuine, like, nothing she does is ever wrong. Anything she does that's bad is always somebody else's fault because they made her do the bad thing by not giving her what she wanted in the first place. Like, that constant, I am better. I need to be better. Everybody needs to know that I'm better. Anything that I do that's bad is somebody else's fault. Anytime I'm not up to par, it's somebody else's fault. And everything would have been just fine if you had just done everything that I like. That type of genuinely through and through to the core. This is an interesting shot. Whoa, whoa, back up there. Oh. Why? This is an interesting choice to have the camera upside down like that. It's just very... That's actually disorienting. Like, it's like, why is the floor on this? Well, it does. You just took out cancer insurance, remember? If she doesn't die of cancer, then you don't get your payout. Genius. Wait for the opportune moment, push them out the window. This is why you must be patient when you are angry. Whoa. Whoa, that's disorienting. I don't actually remember the first moment that she came back. I don't remember what the initial transition was. I remember the general plot, but I did not remember this transition. I don't know that I've ever seen a time travel thing where they're just back, like, in the middle of their day standing. Usually it's like them waking up at the start of a day, or like that. Yeah, usually there's a wake up scene and they wake up into this moment. I've never seen them just pop into the middle of a day before. Oh my gosh. She's in the middle of her office. Oh, this would... That is appropriate, though. Yes, yes. Get that out of your system. But you're also at work. But you also probably don't realize that you're at work, and you probably haven't put... That's gonna be the guy. Oh! Yes! 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 Now kick out his knee and bring him to his... No. You kick to the back of the knee, and that'll knock him to the ground. Is he gonna... No, is he gonna... Oh, he saw it too, and he stepped in. Now, I didn't get a good enough look at her hands when she was sick. So I didn't see if they did something with her hands while she was sick. Usually you can tell when a person, like, if she's been sick for a very long time, because you get thinner and it shows up in your fingers, but because I didn't see actually her hands that much when she was sick, I don't actually notice that much of a difference now. But that and her nails, I'd be looking to see. Ooh, 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 no. Like, please don't say roll to the side, because I know it's in slow-mo, but in reality, that's a 2-second thing. There is no... You're not reacting. This is not the standing in front of the car in the road trope. That's genuinely, like, the time that you take to knock it over and hit the ground is a very rapid thing. Oh, they kind of gave her the wavy hair here. Not quite the super wavy or super curly thing. Ooh, no, don't fall. Oh, I've done that. Oh, okay. He teleported. He was not that close behind her. I don't think. Ooh. Oh, this is a cool effect. I mean, obviously this has got to be her imagination. She's remembering how this looked the most recent time she saw it and seeing how much is gone. Yeah, she's panicking and freaking out, and I don't blame her. Is she not wearing socks? She's not wearing socks with her shoes. I'm sorry, I know there's other things that should... Why are you not wearing socks with your shoes? Sorry. I don't like... Oh, I hate those glasses. I'm sorry, like... There's nothing wrong with glasses, but in that last shot, and it's partially the framing of the shot, because your eyes are so expressive, and when you're acting, I need to see the expression in your eyes, and because of how thick the frames were and the angle they had the camera at, the rim of his glasses was entirely across his eyes, so I couldn't see the expression in his eyes. If you're gonna have your actor wear glasses that have that thick of frames, like, that's better framing. But if you're gonna have your actor have glasses with that thick of frames, you need to make sure the camera is somewhere where you can still see the expression clearly. Yeah, you don't, because otherwise, that is a lot. That was... Old man one. I couldn't see how many bills it is, but each of those is a 50, essentially. So he's given her a couple hundred. If she left her purse in the office, she might need money to go back and get her purse. It does not take a couple $100s to do that. Taxi ride is like $8. Taxis are very affordable over there. Even in Seoul, and they're in the capital city, so it might be a little bit more. They're in Seoul. I assume they're in Seoul, because like 90% of all stories, actually that's probably an understatement. Like 99% of all stories that take place in modern times. No, 90. There's some that take place in Busan, and I guess the occasional one that takes place elsewhere, but most of them take place in Seoul. So you might be spending $14 on a taxi cab. It's even then it's not that expensive. I'm not gonna lie. If I was not in a relationship, and like if this was back before I was married, before I was engaged, before I was even dating, if I'm in a situation where I'm high anxiety and a man just shows up at my door, gives me food, and then leaves so that I can just have my food, he'd get major points. Even if it was a dream, and there's ways that you could test this, by the way. You just write down everything that you can remember about world and life events, especially world events that have nothing to do with you and that you have no ability to influence, and see if any of them start happening. 2021. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how old he would be. She is 31 in 2013, and I think he's probably like roughly her age. So 30, guessing 31, we'll just say 31. So we're gonna say 8 years, so he's like 39. It's young for a CEO, but if he's been raised since birth for that position, it's not unbelievably young. Like in a lot of other K-dramas where you're like, hi, I'm like barely old enough to drink and I'm the CEO of a company. I'm like, no, this is, ooh, much more believable. Wait, how many bills are we gonna see there? I know I should be looking at the heart on the $1 bill. No, the $10 bill, sorry. Is that what old bills used to look like? It's not even the same color. The actor that plays her dad is in a ton of K-dramas. A ton of K-dramas. He's also, I believe, yeah. I believe he's the conductor in Train to Busan as well. Yeah. He's in tons of stuff. Like, it's not really a K-drama unless he's in it somewhere. This is a really, really small cameo role for him. I'm so used to him having, like, a larger supporting role. Yeah, that would break me too, chica. They did a good job, I think, in the pictures of really aging her down. Because I've seen sometimes where they try to use the same actors as teenagers, and you're like, it's not even believable that you're in your 20s in that picture, much less that you're in your teens. And I think they actually did a pretty good job of aging her down. I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of Partners for Justice because I haven't actually finished the series yet, and I'm gonna be wanting to punch this poor character in the face for the rest of the series, even though he actually genuinely is adorable in the other series. I can't believe that this is played by the same actor. I can't even take you seriously. No. Sorry. Ladies, if you are in a relationship and you think you're pregnant and this is the immediate response you get before you've even voiced how you feel about it, run. Even if you were planning to do it anyway, Like, even if you also were thinking along the same lines, the fact that this is how he responded is so many red flags. It's enough red flags you could sew them all together and make your own red tent. Also, if one of his things is like, are you sure it's mine? That means one of two things. Either he is unjustly accusing you or believing that you might be cheating on him, in which case you need to run, or he is correctly realizing that that's an actual possibility, in which case he needs to run. What the? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so she's said to break up. Kick him right effing now. Also, if your partner is in any way, like, reacting like this to you, or your non-partner, like, if anybody reacts this way to just, the relationship is irreparable. No, this is never okay behavior from anybody. From anybody. By the way, if the roles are reversed, and it's still not okay behavior. It's still, like, it's all kinds of not good. And this cop needs to be fired. No, seriously, he needs to be fired. You can't come here because you tried to break up with a guy and he tried to hit you when you broke up with him. Yeah, do I have to wait for him, like, yeah, that's correct. Excuse me, if you know somebody's abusive, oh my gosh. At least they did give her a ride home in the car, although I don't know whether lights are on. Usually aren't the lights only on if you're going to a crime scene and you need to get through traffic? Cancel all of your cards that he has access to the information with. You're right, $700 will not last you a month. No. No. She said she wants to break up with him, and he's like, let's get married. Write them all down. You have to, but here's the thing. You can't just remember it when it happens. You have to, like, you're gonna have to try to place really well when it happens. So you'll have to know, and especially if on all of them, if there's a crash point, you just be watching them all, wait for a crash point, and when there's a down hit, you go ahead and put it in then, but you want to do it stacked in the order that they happen in. So, like, the first one, if Roy Gentile is the first one, you're gonna put your money in that one. When it's on the low, wait for it to hit the crest, try to remember roughly when it hit a stable point, then sell it, then take all of that and put it in the next one that's about to rise. And then you want to cap them all at the top of their cycle and make sure you're putting it in whatever is next in that sequence when it's at a low point. That could skyrocket. But you only have $700 to work with right now, and you got to make sure you set aside enough to pay for bills, and $700 ain't gonna pay a whole heck of a lot for bills. Especially if you're spending like $100, easily $100 on books with the amount in your hands right now. I'm making a mental list of restaurants that I want to go to when I go back. Not specific restaurants, but like types of restaurants. 드시죠. The sparkle sound effects. 샤랄랄라. Lady. Catch yourself, backtrack right now. No, were you always like this? He does look much better without the glasses, mainly because I can actually see his expressions. And that I'd rather die. Well, there's nothing wrong with marriage in general, just marriage to a deadbeat that's gonna take advantage of you and screw over your life and then try to arrange for your death. You know. Just, you know, raise your standards slightly higher than that.
너밖에 없는데.
Okay, so what's weirding me out is the fact that she's by herself saying this, so there's nobody that she has to fool right now. She has no motivation to lie to anybody at this point. She is alone in her bedroom saying that Jiwon is her only friend. Oh, you're way too close to him. You need to back up right now. Okay.
좋고 가정도 소중하지만 퇴사한다면 아쉬울 것 같네요.
He has a very pleasant voice.
상사로서.
His voice is, he's got a very, very calming, soothing voice.
감사합니다.
I would never be able to keep track of a timeline if I laid it out like that. I need it to be, like, let's put this in chronological order, please. Please. That's, I could never follow a chart like that. I would always forget where on the page I was supposed to look.
전엔 하도 인상을 쓰고 있어서 무섭기만 했는데 다시 보니 되게 괜찮은 사람이잖아.
Mm-hmm.
내가
Dude, that is too many messages to send in a row. I'm sorry. What was that?
민원 때문에 이게 무슨 고생이야.
Work starts in 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a long time. If work starts in 10 minutes, they're not being paid for another 10 minutes. They can chill out at the water cooler and chat about whatever they want for those 10 minutes. You ain't paying them for that time. They don't owe you that time. I almost said this is probably a misuse of like, something you shouldn't be doing at work, but he did say that work doesn't start for another 10 minutes. So, like, whatever you want to be doing on your computer. Yes. Yes. This is the saddest part about this type of revenge story, because I've actually seen this trope and similar tropes not just in this web series, but in other webtoons that I've read. The one where they go back in time and get revenge. In this particular case, genuinely, the thing that she's getting revenge about hasn't even started happening yet. Like, in a lot of the other ones, they go back to a time where a lot of the things that you're getting revenge about actually already happened, like, for all of this length in time. And, like, they've got this whole lifetime of horrible things happening, and they're just going back to here. And so, actually, genuinely, there's all this to get revenge on. But in this case, like, the really super bad stuff that is deserving of the horrible revenge is really only here, but you're taking them back to, like, well before that happened. So she's gonna get revenge, but without any of the satisfaction of the people that she needs revenge on learning what they've done wrong and being made to face the consequences of their actions, because they genuinely will never remember those actions. How bothersome to add water to a pot and boil it? That's literally the bare minimum. Why would somebody who lives by themselves want to eat nice food? That's what he just said. Why would somebody who lives by themselves care about eating food that tastes good? I would call him out publicly on this, and if they tried to fire me for it, I would go to a different company. You know, yes, I'll proceed with it. That's not even an answer to a question that he asked. Right, Mr. Park? Yes, I'll proceed with it. What? Seriously, sometimes you just gotta look at a guy and be like, look, I'm sorry that you're this insecure about your existence, but you can't take it out on me. Nope. Let it fall. 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 This is why we let things fall. When I worked at Walt Disney World, I injured myself by catching something that was falling, and my manager chewed me out so badly, not because, you know, of the thing that nearly broke, but because I'd injured myself trying to prevent it. And he's like, AJ, if that had fallen on, it was a thing of saran wrap too. He's like, if that had fallen on the floor, whatever, that we'd clean up the mess. But if you injure yourself, that's a much bigger issue. So he's like, there's this whole thing where just let it fall. I know it's hard when you see something falling, you really want to go and prevent it, but you're actually much more likely to injure yourself trying to stop something like that than what the result would be if you just let it fall in the first place. Just let it fall. Okay, so she didn't get hit by that, but she almost got hit by the other thing. But she didn't get hit by that. And I know the rule. I know the rule. But I thought she got hit by that. Did they change the rules? That it could be avoided entirely? That it would just swap it, but it still could be avoided entirely? You can't keep running away. Still got injured. Okay. The one thing... So I understand the rule, which is the rule is the incident... Whatever the incident is, the incident has to happen. But what I don't understand is clearly not absolutely everything happens. Not every conversation happens. Not every injury, not everything happens. So I've always been curious, what constitutes an important enough thing that it has to happen? And what is just whatever this could happen or it could not happen?
하지만 상처는 없어졌는데.
It's on his... You literally already saw it. She was already remarking on the fact that he had her burn. She already remarking on that. And here we are in a later scene. What am I missing? You already... We're remarking on it. Okay. Okay. No, we're gonna let it slide. You didn't sell incredible stocks for her. You're not giving her a gift. You're paying her back money that you owe her. That's not the same thing. Also, take the money that he paid you back and go invest it in the stocks that he sold. Do it. So here's the question. If you know that that's going to happen in the future, do you let that play out, or do you warn all of the employees about it? Because a lot of people lost their jobs, and could you potentially... Well, what would happen if you did that, though? Like, I don't know. So she can't just transfer her own problems to somebody else. She can take what happened to somebody else and claim it for herself. But, okay, so yes, so what's bound to happen will happen. But what things are considered bound to happen, and what things are, like, not really important whether they happen or not? I love this premise. You ever watch a show or a drama or a movie and you look at the two side scumbags, you like, wow, they deserve each other? But here's the thing, if it just has to happen to... Well, no, okay. Because you don't want to give a random other girl your fate. I was gonna say, like, you could just not marry him and then he marries some other person, but if you know what happens to whoever he marries, you wouldn't wish that on another innocent person. You would specifically want it to happen to her. So that requires slightly more finesse. It would be helpful if you knew how long the affair had been going on for, because if the affair happened, like, literally, if it's been going on since literally before you married him, it'll be much easier to facilitate this. If, however, the affair didn't start until several years into your marriage, jump-starting that early is going to be slightly problematic. But yeah, so that's the first episode. Mostly, I think it's mostly lining up. There are a couple of things that they could be I don't remember them being that way. Like, I don't remember... Honestly, I don't remember the taxi driver. I should remember whether or not the taxi driver was part of it, but I don't. But I'm looking forward to this. I don't recognize... This is one of those weird situations where I recognize the lead actress. That's I want to say that's Park Minyoung. I'll have to check that between episodes, but I believe that's her name. I'm really bad at names, but I believe that's her name. I recognize the scumbag deadbeat husband actor because, as I said, he plays like this adorable goofball in Partners for Justice. It's really weird to see him as this character. But he's doing a good job of pissing me off. I'll give him that. But it's just really weird to go from that to this. But I don't recognize the actress that plays Sumin, and I don't recognize the actor that plays the male lead, whose name I did not catch. I didn't catch his name at all. So, and actually, there's a lot of actors and actresses that I don't recognize in the show, but I did the actor that plays her dad in that brief scene. Him, I recognized. He's in a lot of things. So there's some new cast, and I'm always excited to see that because, you know, that's some of that's new up and coming actors. Some of it's just they've been acting in other things that I haven't gotten to yet. But yeah, that's all. Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to it. I forgot to mention this at the start. This is on Amazon Prime. I should have said that at the beginning. I'll I don't know. I'll do an insert at the beginning that just says on Amazon Prime. This will also be up on Patreon if you want to see the full uncut reaction. That will be on Patreon as well. And we also, you know, if you want to get episodes early, also over at the Patreon. So if you have, you know, any other dramas that you think I should watch, I've actually seen quite a few, but I'm always looking to find more. Really excited to get this channel off the ground. Thank you so much for stopping by. Any thoughts, any comments that you have, I'd greatly appreciate. As I'm trying to grow this, I'm very new to this. Well, I'm not new to YouTube. I have a different channel where I do gaming. I do Let's Play live streams. But this is my first like reaction based channel, so I'm looking forward to going on this journey with y'all. So thank you very much for coming by. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye. Annyeong.